Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Midcard Mess Podcast. I am your host, not one, not two, but all three faces of Jamal, and this is your wrestling news. Being that today is Monday Night Raw, I'm going to be doing a Monday Night Raw preview, but being as I've missed out on AEW Collision because I watch Collision on Sundays, not Saturdays, this is why Collision is going to be discussed today. I know that I had other things that I was watching, such as MLW Super Fight, which is going to lead to MLW Battle Riot 7. That's going to happen sometime in March. But yeah, man, let's just get right on into it. So I'm going to talk AEW Collision first, and then we're going to get into what might happen on Monday Night Raw on Netflix tonight. All right, so first things first, we have what was in store for AEW Collision, which was Harley Cameron having a concert. And then, that girl could sing, and she's very talented with the voice and everything like that. Bandito versus Brian Keith was on the docket. The main event, Mark Briscoe versus Kyle Fletcher. They're going to have a rematch. There was a three-way trios match, which had Undisputed Kingdom represented by Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong versus Danny Garcia and 2.0, which is Matt Menard and Angelo Parker, who is now a new father. And then also Shane Taylor Promotions, which featured Shane Taylor, and the Infantry, which is Charlie Bravo and Sean Dean. They had a glamorous exhibition match featuring Mariah May and an opponent to be determined later. And then obviously Kazuchika Okada and Buddy Matthews were face to face. Dustin Rhodes also in action, and then also a Mercedes Moné appearance, who is going to be coming to my wrestling school, House of Glory, on the 15th of March, so be on the lookout for that. I might have a picture with the CEO. Alright, that's enough of that. First things first, Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe had promos against each other and stuff like that. Maria Shafir tossed a security guard on the ringside as Jon Moxley entered the ring, and then Jon Moxley declared that the show starts when he says it starts, and then it's he's getting sick and tired of Adam Copeland, or Cope, and that he wasn't going to give Cope a title shot at the AEW World Championship. But the simplest one being he did not like about Adam Copeland was that he didn't know what AEW stood for. However, Moxley said that he can fight Cope at any time and that he could break his neck if he fucking wanted to, type stuff. So he just sent a very stern message like, hey, Cope, or Adam Copeland, or Edge, I can break your neck just by looking at your ass. So, like, watch yourself, protect your neck, boy. He was on his fucking, he was that ass on his Wu-Tang shit. Protect your fucking neck, my nigga. The first match on the docket was the three-way trios match, which featured Undisputed Kingdom, as I mentioned, Danny Garcia and 2.0 with Shane Taylor Promotions. Adam Cole hits the Panama Sunrise. This was a very interesting match, by the way. I just wanted to let you guys know, like, there's 9 niggas in this match, and we were just like going crazy. They were going crazy from start to finish. It kind of did work like a trios match would in AAA, like AAA and CMLL, but like, it was just a one fall to the finish as opposed to the 2 out of 3 falls that they normally do. But Undisputed Kingdom ended up becoming the victors, defeating Danny Garcia 2.0 and Shane Taylor Promotions. The Death Riders then came and attacked the Undisputed Kingdom after the match, but Strong evened out the odds by blasting Claudio with the knee, and then the Undisputed Kingdom issued a challenge for the AEW's trios titles, which is then made official later on. So we're going to have the Undisputed Kingdom versus the Death Riders at some point, and the tag team champions are going to be Claudio, Pac, and Wheeler Yuta versus Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. Max Caster was then interviewed by Alicia O'Toole, where he was fucking confused by Hangman's antics, saying that he will issue an open challenge on the February 12th edition of AEW Dynamite. So be on the lookout for that on Wednesday. Bandito versus Brian Keith. This is one of my favorite, two of my favorite wrestlers on the planet, and they delivered. And everybody knows that Collision is the wrestling show. So Bandito versus Brian Keith. Brian Keith being part of the learning tree with Chris Jericho, as you know, but Bandito ends up picking up the victory. So we'll see what Chris Jericho has to say about that. Going on into the back, you see Powerhouse Hobbs cut a promo backstage where he said he was going to be in Texas all week in case Big Bill wants that fucking smoke. LFI, La Facción Ingobernables, which included Rush, Dragalistico, and Beast Mortos, defeated the Brick Savage, Aries Alexander, and Jay Alexander. This was basically La Facción Ingobernables reintroduction again, stating their dominance and stuff like that. LFI attacked the Alexanders and Savage after the match, and Commander tried to make the save, but he was fucking taken out again, and LFI was going to remove Commander's mask, but Hologram came back and then made the save. So Hologram and Commander brawled with Beast Mortals and Dragalistico as Rush blasted the referee with a vicious fucking strike. And then, Dragalistico and Rush and freaking and Beast Mortals escaped with getting out of there. So Lexi Nair was then interviewing Megan Bayne, who is the newest acquisition, one of the newest acquisitions in AEW. If you don't know about Megan Bayne, she is she's been wrestling out in Stardom and Japan and TJPW and stuff like that. She's a strong, big built white woman again, blonde hair, blue eyes, the vibes. But she's very good in the ring, and this is not one of those she's built a career for herself by being a strong, decent woman type stuff. So she was in the back getting interviewed by Lexi Nair, but Thunder Rosa interrupted her, and then Thunder Rosa tried to be very friendly with Bane, but Bane just was mad silent, gave her the fucking stank face and all that other stuff. Thunder Rosa then took over the interview and vowed to give Penelope Ford a proper welcome to Texas because, she's the hometown girl. She's Texas. She's Mexican. It's going to go down. Harley Cameron finally was in the ring for her halftime concert where she was sang The Money Train, which The Money Train is basically the song that she made up with Mercedes Moné Puppet, and Monet interrupted that and said nobody was here to listen to her sing. And Cameron started to sing another song, and then Mercedes took the microphone and told fucking Cameron that she's a fucking boot, a fucking newbie. Boot is barely out of training, for those that don't know what my lingo for that is. She said Cameron was a rookie and that she wanted a shot at the title in her home country, but the most entertaining Money was going to be the fucking puppet. And Monet slapped Harley Cameron, but Cameron responded by smacking fucking Mercedes with the microphone. And then Mercedes accepted Cameron's challenge, saying that she would defeat her in her own hometown. So in Grand Slam, in AEW Grand Slam, on February 15th, it's going to be Harley Cameron versus Mercedes Moné in Australia, in Harley Cameron's hometown, for the TBS Championship. After that, Lexi Nair was told to moderate the face-to-face meeting between one of the Hounds of Hell, Buddy Matthews, and AEW Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada, who, Okada did what Naito would do, what Tetsuya Naito normally does. So he arrived mad late. Okada just looked Matthews in the face and called him a bitch. And then Matthews led to a fake punch before telling him he would see him in Brisbane, Australia. So another hometown boy about to get another shot at a championship. You got Buddy Matthews going to Australia to face Kazuchika Okada for the Continental Championship. It's going to be crazy. So if you are not an AEW fan, I recommend that you do watch Grand Slam on February the 15th in Australia, because those are going to be fire matches from top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? So Dustin Rhodes defeats some guy named Izzy James, and after the match, Dustin said that MJF wasn't the devil. He cut a promo on MJF saying he wasn't the devil. He went to hell. He met him in person and kicked his teeth in, and vowed to drag MJF to hell, and he can meet the devil himself on the AEW. Thunder Rosa did defeat the Penelope Ford in a one-on-one contest, and then Megan Bayne appeared in the ring after the match, but Ford attacked Thunder Rosa after. Bayne then took off in the crowd before hitting Rosa with an F5. So basically Megan Bayne is like Brock Lesnar and fucking Thunder Rosa. She's not playing with her stupid ass. Lexi Nair then interviewed Bun B of all fucking people, but Bun B was was interrupted by none other than Trevor. If you don't know who Trevor is, it's Ricochet. It's Ricochet, guys. It's Ricochet. Ricochet said that since he was in AEW Collision, all the burgers from Trill Burger were his too. Ricochet spat out one of the burgers and threw it at the cooks, telling Bun B to inform Prince Nana that that was a thanks for the fucking jacket type stuff. Because, you know, Bun B is well connected with Swerve and all this other stuff. So, you know, Ricochet just putting more salt in that wound after, he took Swerve's jacket last Wednesday. The glamorous exhibition match that happened with Mariah May, she defeated Shay Carmichael in a brutal beatdown. Basically, she won her match. But Luther appeared after the match and presented Tony Storm's bloody shoe to Mariah May. Mariah May spat in the face of Luther and went to go attack Shay Carmichael, but it was Tony Storm who took Carmichael's spot, and then Tony Storm came and attacked Mariah May, and Mariah May ran away from the crowd. So, they're going to have their AEW Women's Championship at AEW Grand Slam in Australia, Tony Storm's hometown. The Don Callis family was then shown attacking some backstage personnel to help Davis acclimate himself to the faction, and basically was telling Mark Davis, hey, this is what it is now. You gotta fucking pull your weight. Beat them niggas. Kyle Fletcher, whose ominous absence was, fortified, was because he was in the main event against Mark Briscoe. And when I say these two had a banger of a match, these two had a banger of a match. But at the end of the day, Kyle Fletcher hit that brain buster for the win. So Kyle Fletcher doing what he can for the DCF, the Don Callis family, and making sure that they're solidified in AEW glory. So that is AEW Collision that happened on Saturday. Now let's talk about Monday Night Raw. So Monday Night Raw on Netflix is going to be emanating out of Nashville, Tennessee, home of Jeff Jarrett, baby. But look, peep it. There's mad implications for this Elimination Chamber that's going to go down. We have a men's Elimination Chamber qualifying match, as well as a women's Elimination Chamber qualifying match, and a grudge tag team match that features two women, two women's groups that's going to be facing off against each other. So let's first talk about that grudge match real quick, which Damage Control with a returning Dakota Kai versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. So Io Sky was basically screwed out of qualifying the Elimination Chamber last week when Rhea Ripley inadvertently got Io disqualified against Liv Morgan. So there is good news for freaking Io, because Dakota has been cleared for action. So now they're going to have a tag team match. Damage Control reunites, and then it's going to take on Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez in a women's tag team match tonight. Maybe Liv and Raquel could pick up some momentum trying to go after those tag team championships that currently are held by Bianca Belair and Naomi. Sticking with the women, we got a women's Elimination Chamber qualifying match with the first ever Women's Intercontinental Champion Lyra Valkyria versus your role model Bayley. Bayley has been very busy as of late. She's just been all over the fucking place. She's been on Raw, SmackDown, NXT. She's just been all over the place. Let's see if she could stay focused and locked in to face off against the first ever Women's Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria. She has a busy week ahead of her because, you know, she's got Cora Jade one-on-one on NXT tomorrow. She's got to play on the Celebrity Game on Friday. She's not going to be on SmackDown, but she's got a basketball game on Friday. Then she's got to square off with Julia and Roxanne Perez on Saturday for the NXT Championship on Vengeance Day. So, you know, it's going to be it's going to be a wild week for her. Let's see if she can get it on the right foot by becoming NXT Women's Champion and going to Elimination Chamber by defeating one Lyra Valkyria. And then also sticking with the Elimination Chamber qualifying match, we got Rey Mysterio, part of the LWO, versus Logan Paul, and the winner is going to insert themselves into the Elimination Chamber match. Rey Mysterio and Logan Paul are no strangers to one another. I mean, like, way back in WrestleMania, freaking tag match with his son Dominic and The Miz. Logan Paul was, like, you know, he's just on the rise as of right now. It was at Crown Jewel where Logan Paul used brass knuckles to become the United States champion against Rey Mysterio. So tonight these rivals meet again, and they're gonna see who's gonna be in the ring for the Money in the Bank qualifying match, who's gonna be part of the Money in the Bank qualifying match. With John Cena, Drew McIntyre, and CM Punk already in, is Logan Paul or Rey Mysterio going to be the next man that's going to be in that match? And we already have the women with Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, and Alexa Bliss already qualifying. Who's going to be added? Is it going to be Bayley or Lyra Valkyria? All right, guys, that's going to be it for me. This has been Three Faces of Jamal from the Mid-Card Mess podcast. I do have wrestling training today, so I'm cutting this short. But don't fret, don't fray. I'll be back tomorrow again with the big episode. We got Raw results and NXT previews and everything of that nature, and whatever else that I can come up with and think of, then I will let you guys be informed. Thank you to everybody that has listened to the Mid-Card Mess podcast. If you do so inclined, please join the Mid-Card Mess group on Facebook. We are a good community when it comes to wrestling talk and everything like that. Nobody's fucking beefing. Nobody's fucking, like, we have disagreements and stuff like that, but it's not like nothing too crazy type shit. So just be on the lookout for all of those things. We post all types of wrestling memes and fun pictures and meet and greets and everything of that. And anything that you could think of, we're fucking doing it. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna still remain on my wrestling journey with this gratitude, and I thank each and every one of you for all of your support and everything like that. Sometimes my body feels like it can't do it, but you know, I just keep remembering that I have a whole fucking group of people behind me trying to make this happen, Captain. So I'm gonna not quit. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you guys on the next one. So peace.